Hello there everybody, my name is Silver and welcome back to another video where we're going to talk about anime. Oh yes. So, in these tough times, I know that some of you may still be stuck indoors in quarantine, thanks to a certain thing that I'm not going to say because if you're anything like me, then you're probably sick of hearing about this thing every single freaking time you turn on the news or the radio. It's bah. It's freaking everywhere, and I am so over it. Thankfully, here in Australia, things are starting to cool down. We're actually doing fairly well. We haven't had many cases, West Australia specifically, I should say. But, yes. Anyways, moving on from that, some of you may be stuck in quarantine still, stuck indoors, so I thought we would do this little thing that I'm going to call my top 5 anime to watch during quarantine, or when you're stuck indoors. Oh yeah. So, these are going to be 5 anime that I particularly enjoy, and I think that would be very good to binge during this time. Most of the ones on this list aren't particularly long, some of them are though, and, having a show that's good to just sink your teeth into and get into, but sometimes a shorter show that's only 12 episodes can be nice too. So anyways, with all that said guys, let's get into number 5. Now the first anime I want to talk about here is an anime called Bento. Oh yes, I actually have the DVD here, hold on just a second. And we are back. Okay, here it is. Just for purposes, because I do not know how copyright laws work here on YouTube, I would show clips and various scenes from these animes, but once again, I don't know how all that works, so we're just going to take the safe route and not really do that. I will show Wikipedia pages and stuff when I can, but anyways, here we are. So this is Bento. This is a really sick little show. I absolutely love it. It's super silly, it's ridiculous, and it's just fantastic. It is only a short 12 episodes long. You can watch it in the subbed or dubbed. Both are perfectly serviceable. I have watched it in both, and it's super fantastic. Let me give you a little bit of a synopsis here. So, Bento is about basically high schoolers. It's one of those anime, freaking so many anime are about high school. So there are these high schoolers, and they're going about their daily lives, and they're looking to get lunch and dinner later in the evenings. So what do? They go to their local kombini, their local convenience store, and they see the half-price bentos at the end of the day. So these bento boxes are marked off for being cheap sales, because it's the end of the day, and what do? Instead of being normal people and just going about their times, no, they fight each other for who gets to buy these half-price bentos. It's absolutely ridiculous, dude. It is an anime about fighting for bento boxes. It's freaking hilarious. And as stupid and silly as that concept sounds, it's actually freaking epic. Now, I'm talking like some serious fight scenes, some karate. There's this, all of the bento fighters, they call themselves wolves, and it's like, we are the wolves, we fight for the bento boxes. It's so ridiculous, dude. And each of the bento fighters has like this weird title. Like there's this guy called the Wizard, Za Wizardo, and he's like this crazy guy who's able to do all this fancy kung fu, and he's like sort of magic, so that's why they call him that. And then the main character, the love interest, the white-haired chick, she's called like, I can't remember, she's like called Snow White or something. It's freaking hilarious, dude. It's freaking hilarious. So yeah, super epic anime, surprisingly cool, and really funny as well. Can recommend, 10 out of 10. Check it out. Bento. Yeah. Anyways, moving on from there, let's go to number 4. So number 4, I'm just gonna hit you with it right now. Attack on Titan. Sasageo, Sasageo, Shinji Sasageo. Oh my god, dude. So for you veteran weebs out there, this obviously needs no explanation, but for those of you who might be new to anime, Attack on Titan is one of the most influential shows to come to anime and this industry in a very long time. I would look up, you know what, we're gonna do that now. Let's go to the Wikipedia page here. Attack on Titan, here we go. So, yeah, Attack on Titan is a really big deal. When did it originally come out? It originally came out Attack on Titan, Shingeki no Kyojin, came out in... The first series began in September 9th, 2009. Wow. Didn't realize it was that long ago. Manga adaptation... Oh, wait. That was the manga. Okay, the first 25 episode first season came out in 2013. Okay. 12 episode second season came out in 2017. And the 22 episode third season that I watched fairly recently came out in October of 2018. Wow, that's a lot brighter with my screen being entirely white. There we go. So yeah, Attack on Titan. Absolutely incredible. So much hype. It took the anime community by storm, guys. I can't even tell you how popular and influential this show has been to anime. Chances are you've at least heard of it, even being a normie. It's crazy. So, my personal experience with Attack on Titan, and with most people, the first season was freaking incredible. It really hooks you in. It's super exciting, and it's like, oh my god, yes, bro. And then it ends, and then we wait, what was it? It was like 2 years between the first season and the second season. 2013, 2017, 14, 15, 16, 17. My god, is it really 4 years? Wow. Jesus. So basically that's what happened. The first season came out, it was freaking amazing, and then they left it way too long to make season 2. It was a huge gap in between. All of the hype died, and it was just like, But you know, season 2 came out, and on top of it being a very long wait, it didn't hit as hard, you know. There was something about it, like it started off very slow. Not to say that season 2 was bad by any means, like it was still very good, but yeah. So there's that. But let me tell you, I can safely say season 3, the third and final season, oh my god, the magic returns, guys. It's freaking incredible. It ends it out really well. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's just... it's really good, and it's super hype, and it's amazing. So Attack on Titan, guys, I'll just give you a brief synopsis here. It's very, very cool. So basically humanity is trapped inside these walls. They have these 3 giant walls, Wall Maria, Wall Rose, and Wall Cena or something. They're these huge, several hundred feet, giant thick walls, and this city is protected by these walls because there are these huge monsters called Titans that roam the earth. They're giant sort of people. They look people and sort of flesh-like. They have gross features. Sometimes one of their eyes is huge, one of their hands are giant. They're all sort of mutant, and the Titans eat people. For no reason, basically. It is scientifically derived that the Titans gain no nutritional benefit from eating people. They just eat people because they're assholes. Titans actually gain the energy that they need from the sun. So Titans are active during the day, but not during the night. And yeah, basically humanity's on the brink of extinction. These Titans are really wrecking our shit. And so the military, they have these crazy things called ODM gears. It's this ridiculous system that makes absolutely no sense when you think about it, but it's cool in anime, so whatever. They have these cool swords, and the ODM gear is able to shoot out cables. So these cables shoot out with pressurized gas. Cables attach to walls or buildings, and you're able to shoot a burst of other pressurized gas from the back to shoot yourself forward, and you fly around and you swing, and it's so freaking dope, dude. The only way to kill a Titan is to cut the nape of the neck on the back of their head here. Otherwise, they just regenerate from any other injury, so guns and cannons are fairly ineffective against Titans. So yeah. It's super cool. It's your classic battle anime. What more do you want? There's an incredible freaking soundtrack. I can't even tell you how hype the songs are. It's just... If you haven't heard of Attack on Titan or you haven't watched it, I beg of you, please go watch it. Also, if you have seen it, I can assure you, yes, Season 3 is freaking amazing. I've been blathering on about Attack on Titan for a very long time. Oh my god. Okay, let's move on to number 3. Alright then, guys, moving on to number 3, a bit of a controversial pick. I don't know why, but you know, whatever, here we are. I actually had a person comment on one of my videos, one of my other anime videos about this show, and I gotta say, my friend, you are a man of culture like me as well. Oh yes, and if you have seen this show, you are also a very important man of culture. Oh my. This is Interspecies Reviewers, or for you English people, Interspecies Reviewers. Now, this show, let me just explain to you why it is in fact controversial. This show blurs the line between what is an anime and what is a hentai, I know. Now, for those of you who are perhaps unaware, the main difference between an anime and a hentai is, of course, hentai explicitly shows the act of coitus, and it shows the genitals and all that stuff, and anime does basically everything but that. Sometimes you find anime that have uncensored titties, and those are in fact the good animes. But in this case, this show shows, you know, it comes very, very freaking close to a hentai and what you would imagine. It's oh my god, dude, this show. Now, despite all this lewd ridiculousness, this show actually has a lot going for it, if you ask me. So let's get a bit of a synopsis here. In a world where many different humanoid species exist and prostitution is legal, there exist various brothels for each kind of species, with succu girls who have succubus blood running through them. So yeah, each of these species, they're like sort of half succubi with the species that they also are, so it's sort of in their nature to want to bone people, which is very, very clever if you ask me. It makes a lot of sense. As each species has different opinions on how each sucky girl works for them, various brothel visitors have become reviewers, rating their experiences with various sucky girls and posting them in the local tavern. The series largely centers on the human Stunk, and an elf named Zöll, and an angel named Krimvale. Oh my goodness. So yeah, it's quite ridiculous, as you can see. The general premise is already like, wow, it almost sounds like a hentai, but I assure you it isn't. It is just barely an anime. It's actually, this show is so freaking clever and funny and just amazing. It sounds ridiculous and lewd, I know, but it's much more than that. So, oh man, how do I even talk about this show? Wow. Each episode follows our main characters, Stunk and Zell, as they use their men of culture skills to go to different brothels and review different girls. The scenes in particular are, you know, usually they censor it sort of in a clever way, like, there's this one scene where there's a girl with a Kewpie bottle, so it's a bottle of mayonnaise, and the bottle is obviously a euphemism for a penis, so that's pretty funny. It's such a clever show, guys. It's so funny. Unless, you know, I'm a veteran weeb, I've seen lots of these sort of very sexualized things, so these scenes didn't really hit that hard for me. It's not that kind of show where you're just kind of like, you know, for better lack of a term, it's, I don't know, like the scenes, they are sexy, but it's not really the focus, if you ask me. Seeing the characters, and it's more comedy related, like it's kind of like, that girl does that, and that's really clever. One of my favorite girls, the Salamander episode, where they go to this lava zone, there's this big volcano, and there's all these girls that are fire attribute, basically. So there's the Salamander, she's sort of part dragon, and she was really, really cool, I think. They're frying yakiniku, they're frying meat on her body because she's emitting so much heat, and it's very clever, I don't know. This show is absolutely ridiculous, and it's not for the faint of heart, so, you know, take that with a grain of salt. This doesn't have an English dub, and I don't expect it to ever get one. The bit of controversy behind the studio that licensed this for an English dub, they suddenly realized, oh wait, this doesn't meet our community guidelines, it's sort of hentai. So they licensed it for English, and then they took the license, so they're never going to dub it or something. That's my understanding of it. But anyways, Ishizoku Reviewers, if you want to be a man of culture and you want to see what the most ridiculous show is, then go ahead and check out Ishizoku Reviewers. Can recommend. It's not just sexy stuff, I swear. It's actually genuinely clever and interesting. Give it a try. Alright, let's move on to something a little bit more wholesome. A lot more wholesome, actually. Very much more wholesome and not sexual, and actually a very beautiful anime. I just finished this last night, and I absolutely love this show, guys. It's probably one of my top picks for anime of the year. It's so freaking good. Somali and the Forest Spirit. I could pull up the Wikipedia for you, but whatever. My words will do for this one. So this show is so freaking nice. It's set in a fantasy world, and they do the fantasy world so freaking well. I don't know why other isekais haven't done this, but this fantasy world is legitimately fantasy. It's weird and alien. There's blue trees, there's weird little alien creatures with 4 eyes that you've never seen before. There's giant caves with phosphorescent mushrooms and huge crystals. There's this weird desert with its own culture and these strange buildings built in the sand. It's just so beautiful. This world is just really interesting, and it immediately hooks you in, like, I want to see more of this world. It's so good, dude. The main characters are Somali. She is a little girl. I don't really know her age. She's probably about 9 or 10, quite young, maybe younger than that, I don't know. And she is abandoned in the forest. We find the very first scene, she has these chains around her arms and legs, and she's abandoned in the forest. We don't know how she got there, and she's, you know, probably gonna die out there. But then this golem comes up to her. So he introduces himself as a custodian of the forest. He's just a construct, and he, you know, takes care of the forest. He doesn't interfere with the natural balance of things. He just is there to observe and protect the forest. And he finds Somali. At first glance, Somali looks at this strange golem, and, you know, she's pretty emotionally destroyed right now. We don't know what she's been through, but we can only assume it was pretty bad considering the chains and the slave gear that she's in. And she sees this golem, and her first thing, she says, Dad, is that you? Oto-san! So she immediately attaches onto this person, this golem, not really a person, sorry bro, but like, yeah, she attaches onto this golem and is like, yo, you're my dad, you're here to help me, please help me. So that's how the story goes. Somali attaches onto him, and he becomes her father. They leave the forest together. The golem comes up with his, you know, the golem doesn't have emotions, he's a construct, or so he says. So he's like, you know, this kid's gonna die in this forest unless I do something. I guess I'll help this kid find its family. I'll help it find other humans. So the golem and Somali began to travel together. They travel to distant lands in search of humans. And there's this beautiful bond that builds between them. The family bond. The golem really falls into the father role, and Somali falls into the daughter role. It's so good, dude. Oh my god. Each episode follows their journey as they meet new characters and experience new things. The golem becomes a little bit more human as they go, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's just so good, dude. Really, really consider watching this show, guys. I absolutely freaking adored it. Beautiful art style, fantastic music. Just, so good. I have not seen the English dub. I will eventually get back to... I'm definitely going to revisit this show and rewatch it all over again in English. Let me tell you, oh my god, it was so good. Alright then, with all that said, let's move on to number 1, the final anime that you can binge while you're in quarantine. Here we go. I've mentioned it in previous videos before, and we're finally going to talk about it. A Place Further Than the Universe. Oh yeah, let's check out the Wikipedia page. Because I have my headphones around my neck, I didn't hear Discord going off. Thanks, Mauler Senpai. There's going to be Discord blips in the recording. God damn you. Turns out there actually wasn't, or at least I didn't hear any, so you are forgiven. Anyways, now that he's muted, we can move on to A Place Further Than the Universe. I can't even begin with this show, guys. There has not very often been an anime that has affected me as much as this show. It's just so beautiful. I don't know what it is, I must have a heart of stone or something, but emotional parts in anime don't usually hit me very hard. I guess I try to laugh it off and just move on, but this show destroyed me. Like, oh my god, it made me want to be a better person. It made me want to break out of my comfort zone and do something I've never done before. It made me... oh my god, dude, it's just so freaking good. Okay, so Place Further Than the Universe came out in March of 2018. between January and March. Mari Tamaki is a second-year high school student who wants to make the most of her youth, but is usually too afraid to do so. That is something I feel like people can relate to, being afraid to take that step, being afraid to take the next risk, and oh my god, dude. Okay. One day she meets Shirase Kobuchizawa. Oh man, try saying that 5 times fast. A girl who has been saving up to travel to Antarctica, where her mother disappeared 3 years ago. Joined by 2 other girls, Hinata Miyake and Yuzuki Shiraishi, they join an expedition headed towards the Antarctic. So this show is all about breaking your boundaries, taking that step, taking that leap. I'm getting emotional, guys. Let me drink some water. Ugh. Stay hydrated, kids. Water, it's good for you. Anyways, so yeah, it's such an emotional roller coaster, this show. It's so good. It follows the story of our main characters, these 4 girls who become just the closest of friends. They all have a different reason for wanting to go to Antarctica, and they, they struggle and they try, they save up money doing their various jobs, and throughout everything, their friendship stays strong, and they eventually manage to get there, and it's so beautiful. The other character, Shirase, her mother perished in a expedition to Antarctica. So that's her reason for wanting to travel there. She wants to find out what happened to her mother, and oh my god, just thinking about it, dude, I'm getting the tingles. The other character, our main character, Mari, she obviously, she wants to break out of her comfort zone, do something exciting and brilliant. Then we have Hinata. She works in a convenience store. She hates it. We can all relate to that, being in a dead-end job that we don't really like. So obviously she wants to, go do things. She's actually one of my favorite characters. She has a very sort of bubbly, fun personality. And then we have Yuzuki Shiraishi. She is a child actress, and she's spent her life in front of the camera, so much so that she doesn't even know who she is. Am I getting characters mixed here, or... yeah, something along those lines. Yeah, she's a little jealous of the other 3's friendship, but later realized that they're all good friends. But yeah, so these 4 characters, they create a strong bond, and they get to Antarctica through all opposition and goals, and they do it, and oh my god, dude, the music, the general story, just the whole feel of this show, yeah. And needless to say, the final episode, even me, with my heart of stone, I cried a single manly tear, and there are not a lot of anime that I can say that have genuinely made me tear up. This show is so freaking good. Go watch it. Click off this video right now. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh. Anyways, guys, that was my top 5 anime to binge while you're in quarantine. Bento, Attack on Titan, Ishizoku Reviewers, Somali and the Forest Spirit, and A Place Further Than the Universe. I highly recommend you watch each and every one of these because they're so freaking good, and if you have a lot of free time during these tough times, then there you go. So yeah, guys, that's about all I have to say about all these animes. I do hope you enjoyed these picks. Do let me know in the comments down below if you've seen these shows as well, what you think of them. And yeah, thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!